I think everyone's got their knickers in a twist a bit, actually. Which
Yes.
is
Yes.
However, I do agree with Dawn Brown. She's probably over-egged it a little bit, but at least it's brought it to our attention, and that's good. Because there is, in the Caribbean cuisine, there is no such thing as jerk rice.
Right.
Now, there's no such thing as jerk rice. He's made this up. So this jerk rice is, when you say this to a Caribbean person, they go, jerk what? Are you joking? Which it's ridiculous. Because jerk, the meaning of jerk is barbecue. Mm-hmm. That's what jerk means. And the jerk seasoning is a marinade. So you make up your marinade with main thing is a Scots bonnet pepper, thyme, allspice, which are all beaten up, smashed, the little, it looks like peppercorns, but it's not. It's very spicy, allspice. You know allspice.
Yeah.
All those flavours are put in, and the flavours are then marinated into, all this is mixed into the meat, so you can do it on fish, pork, chicken, beef. So you can do it, and that's the jerk part. And people go all over the world to visit Jamaica to have jerk chicken. There's no talk of anything called jerk rice at all. I think what Jamie's probably done is, because it sounds quirky, jerk rice, he's called it punchy jerk rice. I think he's just playing with it. And when you see what it is, we have rice and peas, which is rice and beans. We call it rice and peas, although it's beans, red beans. And this that is made is, and selling to the public, is red beans, rice, there's courgettes in there, there's ginger. Ginger doesn't come anywhere near jerk seasoning, so it shouldn't even be in there.
But Rustie, I think my question really is this: does it matter? I mean, are you offended by it?
Yes, it does matter. Would you like me to, change everything and call Yorkshire pudding, which you're used to, call it jerk Yorkshire pudding? Have you ever heard of jerk Yorkshire pudding?
Well, I haven't yet, but give Jamie a chance.
Jerk mushy peas?
Give Jamie a chance. Might yet.
No, I'm sorry. This Jamie's done this. I think it's out of all. It's not right. The Caribbean people don't like it because it's not ours. It's not. There's nothing called jerk rice. So
but look, Rustie, when I'm abroad, I often see a sign for fish and chips, and it's not fish and chips at all, as in this country we would recognise it, because it's not cod, and the chips are all done differently. But I don't mind that. I don't take offence.
Yes, but you know what it is. We don't know what jerk rice is, Anne.
Well, that doesn't...
Yes, it does matter, because it's culturally ours. Jerk chicken, jerk comes from Jamaica, the Caribbean. It's their thing. And to add something to it like this, jerk rice, it's got no place because it's a barbecue. You can't barbecue rice. You can't put rice on the barbecue and barbecue it.
Look, Rustie, I utterly get that what he's doing doesn't conform to the original specifications and doesn't mean very much to somebody who's used to proper Jamaican cuisine. I get that. But why does it matter so much? But why? Why does it matter to them?
Because, look, so many things have been taken from the Caribbean people, so many things, and then to take this and claim it, it's not even, it's not Caribbean, Anne. It is not Caribbean.
No, I get that entirely, but what does it matter? You see, I actually like the fact that we all take things from each other, and yes, sometimes we change things round. There's nothing wrong with that.
I absolutely love that, but this is not, it's giving us something we don't want. You're giving me something that I don't want, and it's misappropriation in that it isn't, if you're making a jerk something, the jerk part is a barbecue. You don't barbecue rice, and you don't do rice and what is our rice and peas. Rice and peas is the red beans, the rice, and the flavours put in. He's done a rice which Caribbean people never use. This is a brown rice which practically looks like... rice that you use rice pudding in. We generally use patna rice or basmati rice, and this rice isn't anything to do with this. If he wants this spicy rice. Call it pucker rice. He's invented his own punchy pucker rice. Leave the jerk part out of it because it doesn't taste anything like how a jerk should be.
Yeah, I've got that, Rusty, but I still don't see why it matters. I mean, words change their meaning the whole time, and never more so than in things like cookery, which is something completely fluid. Now, you've given me some wonderful recipes this morning. I'm sure everybody's been scribbling them down as they've been listening. Wonderful recipes, and I'd love you to cook me some real Jamaican food.
I would love. It would be my delight to cook you some real Jamaican food and some rice and peas, a proper rice and peas, and then put this punchy jerk rice beside it, and you will see what I'm talking about. And for Caribbean people, it's just not on. Any Caribbean person you ask about jerk rice, they'll say, "What? I've never heard of that." And they would scorn it because it's a nonsense.
But they've heard of it now because now it's just something different. It's just one of Jamie's inventions. I mean, cuisine moves on. It's like language. It moves on.
It's invention, but get the jerk part out of it because the jerk part is specifically Jamaican and Caribbean.
Yes, it may be specifically Jamaican and Caribbean, but why should you be so possessive about it that you mind it being...
Because it's the Caribbean, it belongs to the Caribbean. My parents, Anne, my father was in the Royal Air Force, my mum came over in the Windrush time, and these are things we brought over.
Indeed.
And people, we had a takeaway in Birmingham, in Soho Hill in Birmingham, and people used to come from all over the country to have jerk chicken, jerk pork, fried dumpling, and have the Caribbean food. Authentic Caribbean. Everything we did in that takeaway was Caribbean, things that people knew from the Caribbean. This rice has got nothing to do with coming from the Caribbean. He could put it and call it something else. Because this is not jerk. Do you understand? It's not jerk. And the jerk connotations is that it belongs to the Caribbean.
But look,
Jamaica in its own way, it belongs to Jamaica.
Rusty, what you've brought with you, and it, as I said, it sounds absolutely delicious and wonderful, but what you've brought with you, you've brought into this country, and it now belongs to all of us. It's not just something specific to the Caribbean community.
And what you're getting that belongs to you should be something that later on children will be able to... Young children coming up with Caribbean extraction, with this punchy jerk rice, they'll think that it's a part of our cultural thing. And
well, their parents will put them right. I mean,
it's not
at all. I mean, Rusty, I don't understand why you're so possessive about a single word.
I'm possessive over it because we lose so many things, and jerk is predominantly Caribbean and Jamaican. It belongs to it, and it shouldn't. It's the marinade. It's all that goes onto the meat, and it does not go onto rice. And it's certainly this marinade that he's put and called it jerk. You don't have aubergines in the jerk. You don't have red peppers. You don't have ginger. There's nowhere ginger. There's a pepper in there that is nothing to do with jalapeno peppers. We don't use those. We use Scots bonnet pepper. So, you know, if he wants to make something like this, by all means, make it with the Jamaican flavor. Make it with jerk seasoning, the thyme and the proper peppers and that. Not this nonsense, aubergines and that. There's nothing to do with...
Okay, Rusty, I think we've got the full force of what you're saying. I look forward to an invitation to dinner.
Well, it will be my great pleasure.
Yes, I really look forward to that. Sounds delicious. Rusty, thank you very much.